Have you ever felt like someone was just about to tell you how they really feel but didn't? Like their eyes were screaming what their lips were too scared to say? Today, we're diving deep into the secret psychology of unspoken confessions, the silent signals most people miss, but that could mean someone is in love with you and terrified to admit it. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and just felt like they were about to say something real? Like, something that could change everything? But then they don't. They pause. They look away. They stumble over their words or just smile like nothing happened. And you're left thinking, wait, was that a moment? If you've ever picked up on those small shifts, the long stares, the nervous laughter, the way they start to speak but pull back, you're not imagining it. Those little moments? They often mean a lot more than we realize. There's this beautiful truth in psychology: before someone confesses how they really feel, their heart usually speaks first quietly. But the words? Yeah, those get stuck. Fear steps in. Doubt takes over. Hi, I'm someone who's spent years diving deep into human behavior and emotion, and today, I want to share with you the signs that someone is this close to telling you how they really feel. Most people miss these clues. But once you see them, you'll realize the truth has been right there, trying to find a way out. Let's start with sign number 1. That emotional pause followed by an unexpected overflow. It usually starts like this. They begin to say something that clearly matters, but then suddenly stop. Their eyes drop to the floor. Their lips part like they're about to let something big out, but then they change the subject. Or they laugh, like it was nothing. But here's the twist: later that day, or maybe even just a few minutes after, they'll hit you with a wave of emotion. A sudden compliment. A deep, random statement like, "You seriously have no idea how much you mean to me." It catches you off guard, but it feels real, doesn't it? From a psychological point of view, this back and forth is actually a powerful sign. It shows emotional conflict. They're torn, caught between fear and truth, between what they want to say and what they're scared to lose. You know that strange tension people carry when they're torn between their heart and their fear? That's what we call cognitive dissonance. It's like deep down, they want to open up to you to say what they really feel. But their mind? It's working overtime to protect them from getting hurt, from rejection, from being vulnerable. So instead of just saying it, the truth comes out in little fragments. A nervous start, then maybe a sudden rush of emotion. Followed by a quick pullback, like they didn't mean to show that much. That emotional push and pull? It's not them being confusing. It's an inner tug-of-war between wanting to be known and wanting to stay safe. And the closer they get to actually saying what's on their heart, the more intense that back and forth becomes. Now, here's another sign to look out for. Protective jealousy. Pay attention to how they act when someone else shows interest in you. Do they suddenly go quiet? Does their smile fade just a little? Do they quickly switch topics or give that person a weird glance? They won't say anything out loud, of course not. But their body says what their mouth can't. A stiff laugh, a shift in tone, a subtle glance, it all adds up. And it's not anger, it's something more tender than that. It's because they care. Psychologically, this comes from emotional attachment they haven't yet admitted. And when those feelings are still bottled up, even the calmest person can feel rattled the second someone else enters your space. Not because they want to control you, but because they're scared. Scared that someone else might speak the words they've been holding in. You ever notice when someone starts saying things like, "There's something I've been meaning to tell you," or, "Sometimes I feel like I haven't been completely honest with you." But then, they stop themselves? They trail off. Change the subject. Make a joke. Or just go, "Never mind." That's not random. That's their heart trying to speak and their fear pulling it back. It's one of the biggest signs a confession is building up inside them. Psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called pre-confession leakage. Basically, when someone's emotions get too heavy to carry, they start to slip out in little pieces, half sentences, vague hints, unfinished thoughts. It's not them playing games. It's fear wrapped in hope. They're testing the waters. They want to open up. But first, they need to feel safe enough to do it. Another sign to watch for? Their eyes. If they're looking at you just a little too long. Not in a weird way but in a soft, searching kind of way. That's not just staring. That's them trying to say something without using words. It usually happens in quiet moments, when no one's talking. But their eyes stay on you, like they're waiting. Or maybe hoping you'll see what they're too scared to say. That kind of eye contact? That's real. And powerful. Psychologically, it's a form of emotional projection. When words fail, the body speaks. And long eye contact can actually release oxytocin, the hormone that makes us feel bonded, close, safe. So if someone keeps looking at you with that kind of depth and hesitation, there's probably more going on beneath the surface than they're ready to admit. You know, when someone looks at you with that deep, lingering gaze, it's not just a look. It's like their heart is speaking without words. That stare? It's not empty. It's a quiet confession, just waiting for the right moment to come out. Sign number 5, emotional vulnerability. Suddenly, they start opening up to you, but not about random stuff. No, they go straight into the deep end. They talk about things that hurt. Past relationships, old heartbreaks, fears they've never said out loud before. And you're sitting there wondering, why me? Why now? Here's the thing, that kind of honesty doesn't just happen. Psychologists call it selective emotional disclosure, fancy words for when someone feels safe enough to show you the parts they usually keep hidden. They're not just telling you stories from their past. They're quietly asking, if I show you the real me, will you still stay? And honestly? This kind of raw honesty usually shows up right before a confession. Because before someone tells you they love you, they want to know if you can love them, flaws and all. Sign number 6, their friends start acting weird. Sometimes, it's not the person themselves who gives it away. It's the people around them. Maybe their friends tease them a little when you walk in. Maybe someone smirks when your name comes up. Or there's that awkward little silence when the conversation accidentally turns to you. This happens because emotions, especially the ones we're too scared to speak, don't always stay hidden. Psychologists actually have a term for this too, emotional leakage through social circles. When someone's carrying big feelings they haven't shared, that emotional pressure has a way of spilling out and the people closest to them feel it. Even if they don't come right out and say it, their actions speak volumes. And sometimes, those friends want you to pick up on it. So if their circle starts acting funny when you're around, trust your gut. Because when a confession is coming, it's not just one heart preparing to speak, it's like a whole little world shifting around it. You know that feeling when someone doesn't say how they feel but somehow, you just know? Let's talk about sign number 7, the silent longing. They don't come out and say it, they don't have to. Because you can feel it. It's in the way they hang around a little longer after saying goodbye. In the way your name sounds softer when they say it. In those quiet moments where nothing's being said but everything is being felt. It's the little things they remember about you. The way they always seem to just happen to be nearby even when they don't need to be. Psychologists actually call this emotional presence, that deep, invisible connection where what isn't said says more than any words ever could. This kind of quiet longing? It's usually a sign something's building inside them. Because when someone's been holding back a truth for too long, it starts to leak out in their pauses, their glances, their gestures. And if you're really paying attention, you'll realize they've already started confessing. Just not with words. And here's the twist most people don't realize. A real confession doesn't always sound like, I love you. Sometimes it's hidden in things like, I just want you to be happy, even if it's not with me. Or, I get worried when I don't hear from you. Those aren't just casual comments. They're love letters disguised as concern. They're quiet truths wrapped in fear and vulnerability. Because here's the thing, some people, especially those who are scared of rejection, speak in emotional code. They're pouring their heart out, but they're doing it in a way that feels safer. And they're hoping you'll understand without them having to say it directly. So if someone in your life is showing you these signs, slow down. Be gentle. Be kind. And really listen, not just to their words, but to what their heart is trying to say. Because when someone is carrying a secret confession, your patience and understanding might be the one thing that finally sets them free. If this helped you notice something in someone close to you, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive psychology talks like this. And hey, have you ever felt like someone was just about to confess something, but never quite did? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for being here with me. Until next time, keep your heart open and your mind curious.